The audience research we conducted helped us in numerous different ways in the process of creating our short film and ancillary products, in both a formative and a summative way. They helped us understand our target audience, what fit into our promotional campaign, the positives and negatives of our products and how to improve on them, and how our audience related to our film in line with audience theory. First of all, we did some secondary research to map the field and understand more about the short film industry. This helped us to get some broader knowledge on the industry as a whole that we would be creating into. It told us that the medium once described as anti-cinema is pushing the boundaries of the art form, so we knew that we could create an unconventional piece. Firstly, we experimented with camera montages to develop our techniques and make our first draft from it. Because we hadn't really conducted any qualitative research, the audience feedback from this was eye-opening and highlighted the fact that we hadn't really thought it through. We used audience feedback videos and a semi-structured questionnaire to find that the film was too morbid and uninteresting, lacking any real storyline. Therefore, we did our primary qualitative and quantitative research to find out and understand who our target audience demographics were, using a new idea to do so. This would help us a lot more with developing our film based on audience. We did this by uploading a questionnaire tally sheet onto the SurveyMonkey website. This use of technology, not only in our audience feedback videos, but by using the website, helped us immensely in getting good audience research and was our most helpful method of data collection, as we were able to survey so many people so quickly. We concluded from our findings that the audience age frame that fits best with our short film is 16 to 21-year-olds whom we targeted. Our research shows that they had seen the most short films and had the keenest interest in them. In addition, the people in this age bracket surveyed were the most likely to frequent sites like YouTube and Vimeo, which we would use as a platform for uploading our short film. They also showed the biggest interest in our short film story and message, as well as being more open to abstract ways of movie making, like montage, flashbacks, and non-linear narratives. Afterwards, we conducted a questionnaire on this age range to get some more specific knowledge on what they would like to see. This included questions relating to our ideology, representation, and narrative. For example, we asked, do you prefer seeing yourself or your age group represented in short films? Is the lack of dialogue in place of a monologue a problem for you? Do you think it's meaningful or thought-provoking, and why? And does this make a difference to why you would watch the film? Also, what improvements could be made, or what do you think we could add? These helped us develop the key elements of our short film by seeing how our target audience would feel about them. We also got their feeling on the short film industry in general and some personal questions that would allow us to add some audience theory. We did this by asking, do you have an interest in sports or sporting achievements? If yes, was that a factor that influenced you wanting to see the film? And if no, why did you want to see the film anyway? And do you find it hard to find motivation? If yes, do you think that's a factor in liking to watch films with meaningful or inspirational storylines? By asking these, we were making a link with Richard Dyer's utopian possibilities and Katz and Gravitz's uses and gratification theories. The uses and gratifications theory proposes that audience use the media as a form of escapism. In addition, Richard Dyer suggests that categories of the utopian sensibility are related to specific inadequacies in society. For example, dreariness is countered by intensity. This relates to our short film, as if personally they felt a lack of motivation. A meaningful storyline could be used as a form of escapism and be inspiring to combat this lack. The answers we received backed these theorists up, as most of those questions said that they did indeed have low motivation levels. By making this correlation, it helped us ground our research and understand our audience better. Looking back, this primary research alongside the audience feedback on our first draft was the most formative in the development of our short film, as it really set in motion the route we were going to go down and consolidated our plans. Although the audience feedback after this was very useful, it didn't have a drastic impact on what we were going to do in the ways that the others did. This was because we had such a concrete idea from the amount of audience research we had done that the rest more enabled us to build on the core we had worked out in a meaningful and professional way. As such, we received further audience research on our ancillary products, as well as the combination of them as a complete promotional campaign. This was definitely helpful, but its usefulness was limited by the fact that it was mainly things we could deduce ourselves. For example, we could see that our radio ad was of low quality, had a completely different storyline to the rest of our products, and therefore did not fit with our other products to make a coherent campaign. The first ancillary product we made was our radio ad. To get audience feedback on it, we decided to conduct a structured questionnaire. There was some negative feedback about the quality, which we knew wasn't great, but in addition to that, the positive feedback that they could tell the genre was a thriller and the use of the gun sound effect was good became meaningless because we completely switched the direction of our idea for our short film twice after this. Therefore, this feedback wasn't too significant and we didn't end up changing the product for the better as we focused on our latter ancillary products. Next, we set up an informal discussion to ask the audience how we could improve our film poster after creating a basic version in the editing process. This was to see what elements we were getting right and what elements we were getting wrong, and included comments on the lack of conventions we had, for example credits and the bad placement of titles, for example the shore over the protagonist's eyes. Upon this feedback, we made improvements that made our film poster much more professional. Likewise, we created 3 different film reviews, then surveyed our class to see which one they thought was the most effective for our promotional campaign. 95% of those surveyed agreed on the same one as the best version for the reasons such as it was more visual and had more images, and the logo and extra picture added clarity to the storyline. This again helped us develop the most effective and professional ancillary products we could. Lastly, we conducted summative research to see how all our products work together in a promotional campaign. We did this by using a mix of a tally chart and questionnaire. As expected, we found unanimously the audience saw that the film review, poster and short film all work consistently together, whereas our radio ad did not. Overall, all of this research enhanced, developed and increased our understanding of media and the importance of audience considerations when creating a product.